with me, Mr. The Real Ant-Man. How are you doing
Hello,
today?
everybody. How's it going on this fine Wednesday afternoon in July of the year 2021?
It, you know, I keep forgetting the fact that it's year 2021. I keep thinking it's like 2020. It feels like all our lives, we just took like a pause on everything and just like, yeah, we'll just come back to it when everything's back up and running and normal again.
Well, we're
But
back. We're
yes,
live.
we're back and we're alive. This is year 2021. This is episode 149.
Yeah, that's what you have on here.
Yeah, that is what I have. 149, almost to that 150 mark. Just about right there.
I'm just sharing this bad boy before we get started here. I just want to say, if you are tuning in for the first time, I see we have a couple people watching. We gained a couple followers this week in the 3,000 variety. So, if this is your first time tuning in, thanks for joining us. Use the chat to ask us any questions, interact with us. We're here for your entertainment here.
Yes, absolutely. That was a nice little flex that you had there. That was nice.
Got to. Someone's got to.
Yeah, someone's got to. All right, so we have Pizza, who's somewhat joining. I can't see his picture.
He needs
Pete.
to get rid of that booty ass connection.
Pete, I can't see you. Refresh your page or come back.
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. All right, so who's up?
I got a little bit of breaking news.
What you got?
We have a celebrity passing away.
Two, actually.
Richard Donner, who directed the Lethal Weapon franchise. I'm sure he directed a lot more than that. I don't.
Come on, bro.
What am I missing?
Superman.
Okay, yeah, Superman. I never seen the Superman movies. I know.
Oh,
But
boy.
anyways, yeah. So from Lethal Weapon fame, the director, he passed away. He
Yes.
was. Do you know his approximate age?
I do not know his approximate age off the top of my head. No, I do not.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Hello, Peter.
We can hear you and we can see you.
And you talk about Richard Donner?
I am.
I believe it was 91. 1991 that he passed away. And Richard Donner directed Superman. He directed the Lethal Weapon movies.
Lady Hawk. Great movie.
Lady Hawk?
Yeah, and Conspiracy Theory.
Conspiracy Theory, I was going to say that.
The most recent movie he directed was 16 Blocks.
That was Bruce Willis, right?
That is with Bruce Willis. That is correct.
Oh, yeah.
And he did two movies in the 2000s, and that was it. He did Timeline with which Guy Pearce, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Paul Walker.
No, Timeline. That's not. Yeah, I think that's Guy Pearce. Yeah.
I don't see Guy Pearce in the top billing. It's Paul Walker, Gerard Butler,
yes,
Billy Connolly.
Paul Walker. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so those were the two movies that he's directed in the 2000s.
Yeah, but it's the most popular franchise, definitely Superman and Lethal Weapon. I guess that's what it's mostly known for. I feel like Superman, I felt like, was the first big live-action superhero movie that
was the first.
Was a big hit. The first, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the Batman,
that was a TV show, wasn't it?
Batman. Yeah, they had that in a movie, but that wasn't like, I won't say that was a big hit back then. It came out, but it wasn't that big. It's more of a comedy spoof like than anything. But Superman definitely, made that huge, that big superhero like movie, blockbuster movie at the time. So, and I mean, whatever you say about Superman 3 or 4, man, Superman 1 and 2 are awesome. Which somebody, this guy over here has not watched yet.
Yeah, I just mentioned that.
Yeah,
dude, I literally bought you that box set too, and you haven't even watched 91.
Nope, not even one. Not.
I'll be honest with you, man. If you're watching it to this day, you're probably like, "Oh man, terrible special effects and this and that." But something about that movie, though, something about it felt special at the time. I feel like it felt like the classic superhero thing in movie and all that, and it was special at the time. And I still think it. Well, I don't know if it holds on to because of the special effects, but I still think it's a great movie, though.
It is. It's a good movie. It's a great movie. Also, as well, Robert Downey Sr. passed away yesterday. So, rest in peace to him as well.
Was he an actor? I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yes. Do I know what he was in? No. Off the top of my head, no. But I can do a quick Google search. Or IMDb search, for that matter. Robert Downey.
To Live and Die in L.A. is what his big billing is.
Yeah.
He was also in Boogie Nights, The Family Man. His latest movie was Tower Heist.
I remember that. With Eddie Murphy and Ben Stiller.
Yes. I'll be right back, guys.
All right. Who else is in the movie? Ben Stiller, Eddie Murphy, Casey Affleck, Matthew Broderick, Tia Leone, Maca Pena. A lot of people in that movie. Oh, well. All right, Pete, do you have any breaking news? I'm going to take that as a no. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Because I'm talking to Pete and Pete's not responding.
Pete's on a delay.
I don't know. It's like freezing and all that. This whole thing.
I thought you were calling Comcast, Pete. I thought you were telling them to take care of your stuff.
Hold up. Let me refresh it again. I'll be back. Let's refresh it again.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next while he's refreshing.
All right. So this week in game subscriptions, sir.
All right. So PlayStation Now games for the month of July are Neo 2, Judgment, Red Dead Redemption 2. And that's it.
All right.
On Game Pass for this week, we have Dragon Quest Builders 2 is hitting the cloud. Tropico 6 is hitting cloud, console, and PC. UFC 4 is hitting console via EA Play. And that is it for this week. And then, hold on, I got you, Epic Games. The Spectrum Retreat is free until tomorrow. Bridge Constructor, The Walking Dead, and Ironcast are free next week.
All right.
And that is all I have for this week in gaming subscriptions.
All right. Let's move on here to let everyone know we will be at Tampa Bay Comic Con this year, July 30th to August 1st. If you see us, come say hi. Come take pictures, selfies, all that kind of good stuff. But we will be there. Hopefully there are more celebrities that will be there because there's only one as of right now.
Who's that?
Chandler Riggs or Carl.
That's funny. Did you guys meet him at the last time? No, that was Michael Rooker, right?
That was Michael Rooker. That was
Michael Rooker.
Ron Perlman.
Okay.
That was Ginny from Harry Potter.
Robin Wright Penn? Is that who that is?
Adam Baldwin from Serenity.
Bonnie Wright, you mean? And then, of course, I mean, Mr. Batman himself.
Which one?
Animated Batman.
Oh,
Ron Conway? Not Ron Conway.
Kevin.
Yes.
Rob Conway, right?
No, it's Kevin something. It's Kevin Gilroy. Is that it?
Kevin Conway.
No,
Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy. that Kevin Conroy?
Is it Kevin Conroy? I don't think it is Kevin.
It's Kevin Conroy. Yes.
Okay. Oh my gosh. That was going to kill me.
4 tries, but Paul got it.
Kevin!
It's funny, like, because Rob Conway is actually a former wrestler, so I don't know why I got that name. But what was I going to say? Yeah, that was pretty fun. I heard, isn't there a rumor that Paul Bettany is going to be there too?
No.
On this one, Tampa Bay Comic Con? Not Paul Bettany? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're only getting Coral.
And of course, the kid from.
I'll be honest, though. I don't care about the celebrities really. I more care about just the festivities. I like the cosplay. I like
nice.
Some of the merch they sell over there. That's awesome. That's what I'm more excited for, really. Celebrities are cool and all that, but that's what I'm looking forward to the most, honestly. So yeah, I think it's cool. Definitely it's gonna be fun. This one, I feel like. Hopefully next year we'll get better. So more bigger. We never know. Maybe something might pop up, but overall, I think I'm excited. I'm definitely excited.
I am too. So we will be there August 30th, July 30th to August 1st. Did you hear anything from Atlanta?
Did you freeze it, or were you like literally that, for like a minute?
I'm like Drax, man. If I remain perfectly
still, I
still,
swear to God, you're like, I don't know if you're frozen or you're just like that.
I was reading something. No, I have not heard back. I will. I'll reach out to them again.
Okay. All right. So, are you ready for your rant, Anthony?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to rant.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Let me talk about it first. Okay, so Nintendo Switch OLED model was announced yesterday through a video and press release and all that kind of stuff. It is a 7-inch display compared to the 6.2 display of what the normal Switch is. It will have a wireless LAN port on the dock. Same dimensions, everything you can use for like your old docks, you can use it with the new Switch and all that kind of stuff. The back kickstand is different. Is actually more durable, I guess you could say. Crosses the whole entire system instead of just the little piece at the bottom of the right-hand corner. Has bigger internal storage of 64 gigs instead of the standard 32. Will be released October 8th, and it costs $50 more, so it'll be $349. And will work with any Nintendo Switch game, all that kind of stuff. And here's where everything comes down to. When it's dock mode, will it be in 4K? No. In undocked mode, will it be in 1080p? No. Same specs, 720p undocked, 1080p docked. Thoughts?
The dock has a LAN port as well. So
I did say that.
Oh, you did? And did you say enhanced sound on the unit?
Oh, no, because I mean, who isn't using headphones when they're using...
Well, it doesn't have Bluetooth capability, so everybody... But, the original one doesn't either. So, Pete, I seen you roll your eyes before I was going to make this rant. So please, let me hear your opinion before I go on my rant. Please.
You know what? Now, the rant is, I feel like, granted, this is nothing like to get excited about. I'll be honest, it's nothing to get excited about. It's just something, just some new little improvements, not like huge improvements. It's not like 4K or anything like that, which they should do. I agree with you in a sense. So, sure, do I think you have a point to rant about it? I agree, sure, but it doesn't. The thing is, though, I look at it this way. Nintendo's doing their own thing. That's what they're doing. I don't think they're going to compete with specs with Xbox or PlayStation. They're not going to compete with online. Like, it goes to show. They're not going to compete with they're not really competing with them. They're doing their own thing, and they're still doing pretty well, honestly, when you look at sales. So for me, sure, is this not what we want? I think I know you want 4K. I know you want fast speeds. Sure, and that's something. But the thing is, I think they're more in the handheld, department than the console department. You know what I'm saying? They're more in doing handheld.
That's
than
fine.
Anything, really, I
can play my Xbox handheld right on my iPhone.
Do you?
I could. And guess what? I could hook up my Bluetooth headset to it. I could hook up my Bluetooth controller to it. Yeah, I can. I'll do it right now.
Do you?
I don't care.
Yeah, but you don't, though. That's the difference.
Pete,
Anthony works from home. He stays home 90% of the time. Why would he use his phone to go on to play his Xbox? Now, if he actually goes to work and actually just pulls out his phone on his lunch break, he will do that. A lot of people do that. No, a lot of people stay home and play the Xbox at home.
All I'm getting at is you're saying that they're portable. So we're making excuses for why they have a weak ass system.
Excuses. I'm just told you that there's no excuse for it. I just said that this is something that gamers want.
Listen, from somebody that enjoys playing video games.
At the same time, I'm telling you, Nintendo's not really trying to compete graphically or anything.
They don't need to.
The last time they did that was the GameCube.
They don't need to compete graphically.
No, the last time they did it was GameCube, and it didn't win. They were like third place still.
Okay, listen.
They decided to go with a Wii.
Rant starting right now. Okay, well, so here we go. So when I play my video games, I'm more on the line of tech, okay? So if you want to buy a toy company's product, go ahead and buy a Nintendo product because that's what they do. They make toys. These are for kids because these aren't for serious people that want serious tech. If you want serious tech, go get a PlayStation, go get an Xbox because that's where you're going to get your tech from. You're going to get real online where you can chat with your friends. You can use Bluetooth headphones. You can party up. You can download your games. You can hook up external storage to your devices. You can do all this stuff. But you know what? I could have an OLED Nintendo already. I'll buy an OLED TV and hook up my Switch to it. There you go. So then what does this offer me? Absolutely nothing. You want expandable storage? I can go buy that already for it. What do I need another 32 gig for? Shit, 32 gig when I hold 5 games?
Guess what? Nintendo doesn't care about, they're not selling it to you. They're selling it to somebody else, but not selling it to you.
Who are they selling it to?
It seems to me like you got your diehards. That's what Nintendo
you have your diehards will buy plastic little toy figures that do absolutely nothing in the game.
Diehards. I just feel like but the thing is, though, you got to look at this one. Nintendo's been doing this for 35 years in the video game industry. They've been doing okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's diehards.
Regardless of how somebody feels about it, they're doing okay with what they're doing. They're still selling systems. They're still making money. It's not like they're not like. Granted, I agree with you. It's not like I don't think that. I would love to see Nintendo have a good online. I'd love to see Nintendo have 4K. I'd love to see improvements in those departments. But it seems to me Nintendo's not going to go that route anytime soon. The best thing Nintendo has done in this generation and the Switch have much better third-party support. So they haven't had since the Super Nintendo. So at least they're doing good in that department. When it comes to online and when it comes to 4K or any specs and graphics, I don't think you're going to get that anytime soon because they don't have that type of. I don't know if they have the technology or just don't want to spend that much on the technology. And I think that's primarily what it is. They don't want to spend that much on technology to put that much money into their system.
I don't think it would be as big of a deal.
You're right. In the end of the day, they're a toy company.
At the end of the day, if this would have been replacing the $299 model, I wouldn't be mad.
But $350 costs more than the system you just bought, Pete.
Yeah. Why would anybody buy this over a Series S? Why? For $50 more?
No, I agree with that. The pricing is bad, though. The pricing is bad. It should be $300. It should be $300. It should be $350. I agree with that. That's a little bit stupid in that department because you're not really doing too much.
Real quick before I get your opinions on this, Chris. When was the last time you turned on your Switch?
To actually play a game?
Yeah. Not just dabble in a game, to play a game.
To be honest with you, 2 years ago when we went to Tampa Bay Comic Con.
Last time I turned on my Switch, last September, to play Mario 64.
Hey, last time I played Switch, today.
What were you playing? Smash Brothers?
Yeah, I actually was playing Smash Brothers. They got the new characters, Smash Brothers. I was playing that today. And hey, I have a PlayStation and I have an Xbox. So it's not necessarily like I'm going over there and being like, oh, well, I have something much better I can play. I'm actually chose to play the Switch.
You do have something much better you can play, though.
Yeah, I do. Well, in your opinion, you do, but I still play my Switch sometimes.
I'll play my Switch when Nintendo gives me a reason to play it. That's all I'm saying.
Believe it or not, I still play my Switch, even though I have an Xbox Series X or S, and I have a PlayStation 4 still.
So, Chris, thoughts on the OLED? Since
this is probably the dumbest move I think Nintendo can make, and okay, bigger screen for handheld players. Okay, cool, because I mostly use handheld when I do play my Switch. But here's the thing. I'm not going to rush out and buy a $350 model. That was a stupid decision. Mostly because of the fact that, like, hey, yeah, this is literally... The Switch is a third system. That is a system that's like, I'm on a trip. I don't feel like lugging my PlayStation or my Xbox around. So guess what? I'm going to bring my Switch. This will be cool. This will be a fun time. All that kind of good stuff. Have a good time with it. This is a bad idea. I'm going to tell you why it's a bad idea. Nintendo is clamoring for any money that they can get. Because if Pokemon wasn't with them, wasn't with Nintendo, Nintendo would just be gone by the wayside. They literally make their money from Zelda. They literally make their money from Pokemon, to be honest with you, because of how much and often it comes out. So there's also that. And today's the anniversary. Today's the anniversary of freaking Pokemon Go, and look how much money that makes.
Yeah, and they made a lot off of like Animal Crossing, off of Smash Brothers.
But Mario how often does Animal Crossing come out? How often does Smash Brothers come out?
5 years, exactly.
Yeah. So Pokemon is the more consistent title that they have that makes them the more money. And if they didn't have that, they would be gone.
So really, one more final.
Okay, guys, I just want to say one thing. I'm looking up right now. Since 2017, the Nintendo Switch, as of today, sold close to 85 million units worldwide. They're not doing too bad, guys. I'm sorry to say, dude.
They're not doing too bad, but
okay. All three of us own them. But why are we playing them?
It's a lot of money.
Why are we playing them, Pete? Why are we playing?
Doesn't matter. But I'd say though, that's not.
No, to answer the question, why aren't we playing them?
They're not selling to you guys. They're selling to somebody out there who wants to play it.
Yeah,
to you guys.
But it's the Wii effect, Pete. It's like just because 250 million people bought a Wii doesn't mean they're selling software on it.
It's 85 million units. That's a lot of money. They're doing pretty good, guys.
That's
otherwise,
Pete. That's a one-time purchase. Where the money's to be made is people buying software on the consoles.
It's equivalent of, here's what I'm saying. It's equivalent of, and to your I'll focus on your thing. It's equivalent of saying like people at WE's dying, yet they make profit all the time. Everybody says WE's dying. It's not as good as it used to be. It sucks. Whoa, what happened? What can't go back to the attitude era? But yeah, they're still successful. They still sell out WrestleMania. They still do pretty damn good when it comes to, regardless of what anybody thinks about the product right now, they're still doing good. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter like what direction they go for. Just because I understand as gamers, you want to see a much better product, but it doesn't matter. They still doing pretty successful and all that.
But even though they sold 85 million units, Pete, they're still all in third place when it comes to the money they're raking in.
Yeah, but they're still making money, regardless of like how. It's not like they're like a company that's going. Oh my god,
with the money that you make? What are you doing with the money you make? Bottom line, answer that question. What are you doing with the money you make?
Who knows? They're probably keeping it. They're definitely hold up. Let's see their how much they're worth.
Well, I can tell you, Microsoft's like destroying both of the other companies. That's not
that's not because of the Xbox. That's also because of Microsoft, Windows and all that. Windows really made them that multi-billion-dollar company they are. All right, how much is Nintendo worth?
Nintendo can be worth a lot of money, but at the end of the day, what are they doing for
$95 billion.
$95 billion.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money. They're not going
to. What
do
are they doing for
guys.
their people?
Sony is worth $124 billion, and Microsoft, I believe, is worth $2 trillion.
Don't even have a number because it is not even.
It's not even a real number. No. It's over $1 trillion. I know that. I can't. Their estimated worth is $1 trillion. Oh no, here we go. There was another article. That was at the beginning of the year. In June, it came out. Their net worth is $2 trillion. Why make
trillion? But
why make billions when I can make trillions?
That's mostly Windows, though. Like Nintendo's literally.
But why do you think that they're integrating all their?
Sony, it's literally a conglomerate company.
Yeah,
it's not
they got
just PlayStation. They have a huge.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's not just
music,
movies. Not just Xbox. It's literally Windows and everything else.
Which is even more of a reason Nintendo should be a pioneer and a leader in the game industry.
Because that's what they're focused on.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but it feels to me the reason why it's like, and it seems to me that Nintendo does what Nintendo wants. I mean, they could have went CD like in the mid '90s. They would have probably owned the whole industry at that time instead of letting PlayStation do it.
And it
because
hurt
of that mistake. PlayStation was that,
and it hurt them in the long run.
But in the same time, here's my thing though. In the same time, without that, you wouldn't have PlayStation though. So in the same sense, it created, it expanded the video game industry. So I think it's good in that sense.
Yeah, it's hard to tell like where we would be in the video game industry. Because I don't know, did Sega get Microsoft into it by having them make the operating system for the Dreamcast?
Possibly.
You really?
I would say so.
Yeah, you really don't know where everything.
Just saying, dude. Imagine if Nintendo actually made all the right moves.
The thing is that at the end of the day, you should, as a company, I think right now, more than ever, you should be going for engagement. You want your users to be engaged. You want your users to be sharing their videos of what they're playing, to be, like you said, Pete, you want trending. You want to be trending. No one's trending with the Switch online. I don't see anybody ever playing the Switch on live streams. It's always
because Nintendo blocks them.
Actually, you're wrong though. Last year they're very trendy with Animal Crossing. Like they're extremely trending with Animal Crossing. That's like the biggest
pictures and whatnot. They don't,
pictures.
But
they don't stream anything because you know why? Because Nintendo blocks them, Pete. Nintendo.
I'm saying though, like
stream their freaking direct, Pete. Let's also think about that. They don't want us to stream their direct. This isn't like the fact of like, oh yeah, Nintendo's keeping everything close to the chest and all this kind of shit. No, they don't give a shit about that. They don't want you to share anything that they're doing. They're not consumer friendly at all.
I have to agree with that.
Hey, you know what? No, it's not consumer friendly WWE.
That's fine. I don't care. I don't pay anything to watch their products.
I'm just saying, dude. Like it's almost like they go hand in hand. The WWE and Nintendo go hand in hand because literally the WWE, their heyday was like the 80s and 90s, and that was their heyday.
I would still say Nintendo's heydays right now.
It is in a sense,
but unfortunately to me, they're not making the moves to get people that want that like technology. And like I said, I go more towards who's going to give me better tech than who's going to give me a better toy.
But that's not the company they are, though. I feel like they've never been that company. They've always been kind of innovators, but never been about tech.
They should be both.
They should be, but they're not. I just don't think that's the company. It's funny though because I already accepted this. The fact that Nintendo's going to be this way.
You know what would be the best thing they could ever do, Pete? Go third party. The best thing they could do is go third party.
By having that much money right now, they're never going to go third party. I'm sorry to break you the news. They're not going third party.
You ain't hurting my feelings. They're just losing money by not being third party.
And honestly, they're not, because they definitely seem to sell like that many units. They're not losing money.
We'll see how this thing. We'll see what they do for the successor for the Switch, because I don't think they're going to catch lightning in a bottle twice.
But it's all a matter of But the thing is, though, it's just we have the argument every generation of systems. Last generation, everybody thought the Wii U was like, oh my god, that's it for Nintendo. They should go third party. They got the Switch, and now they're making a lot of money. Same thing with each generation has I remember everybody was hard on the PS3, saying how much it costs. The sales were pretty bad the first year, and they sort of rebounded. It's the same thing all the time. It's like each company has their sort of ups and downs, but then they change it up, fix things, and then bounce right back. I don't think these.
Where's the Nintendo going up since the Wii U? When have they gone
Switch, up? Man, 85 million units is a lot.
Okay, and how much software? Their biggest game. How many people bought Animal Crossing? Their biggest game.
Oh, probably a lot, dude. I think like 35 million.
Okay, so not even half. Not even half of what their fan base is.
But that's still a lot, though. Animal Crossing is not really a game that everybody's going to buy. That's still a lot. I mean, it's not like So, if you look at the numbers,
let's go with Mario Party. No, not Mario Party. Yeah, let's go with Mario Party. Another thing is by them. The attachment rate is crap. Give me a reason to pick up my Switch. That's all I'm asking for. Give me a game to be like, hey, yeah, we know you bought the Switch, and we know it's collecting dust, but hey, guess what? Here's this brand new game out there. It doesn't have to be exactly for you, but it is to get you hyped about it.
What about Monster Hunter Stories 2, Chris?
No, I'm good.
No? You don't want turn-based Monster Hunter?
No, I'm good.
I think it has good reviews, though.
Probably does.
You know what's funny, though? Like, if you look at the sales really for the Switch, man, they're only 16 million units away from actually tying the Wii. I mean, that's... I mean, like the Wii was the best-selling console, so Switch is doing pretty good, guys. I'm sorry to say, but
I agree with you, Pete. But you also got to remember you have to add the Switch and the 3DS sales because they sold both at the same time.
That I do agree with. Yes,
the Wii and the 3DS.
Yes,
yeah,
they're not doing handhelds anymore.
That's what I meant. Yeah, so like if they sold they probably between the two sold about 250 million consoles. So
that I do agree with. I agree. You're combining sales from handheld and consoles, so you combine it all. So in a sense, you're right. It's not
but listen, man, I love Nintendo games. I want a reason to play Nintendo games again. What they're giving us just isn't the Nintendo that I want. It's not it.
Well,
maybe I've moved on. Maybe it's me.
I don't think so. I don't think you ever move on, because I feel like it's kind of like one of those things where you're not excited right now, but something big comes up, it's like all over again. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like one of those things where you feel like it's you're complacent was the title right now. It's just like kind of like that.
I really was let down by Metroid Dread because that's my favorite series, and that's the crap they're giving us. I'm
still
just
gonna
not.
play it.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
I will not play it.
You're not gonna play it.
Nope. Not till it goes down to at least $30 or $40.
If the game gets like a really great rating, so you're not gonna consider playing it.
No, I will not pay $60 for that game. I'm telling you that right now.
You're doing it because on your own principle, you don't want to play.
That's fine, and I'll die on that hill.
You're doing it on principle. You're not doing it because you don't want to play the game. You're doing it on principle alone. That's the only reason you're doing it. Not because.
So
you're saying I'm not paying a $60 game for a 2D game. That's what you're saying. Not because
you're saying I should just give in because it's Nintendo. No, that doesn't work that way. I won't do that.
It's who cares? It's like people buy stupid shit all the time.
Who cares?
It's your choice. You don't have to be on principle on it. It's too much.
I understand, but I'm just saying I feel like that's an overcharge. I feel like you're being overcharged for that. So and I don't
you probably
I don't think it's a who cares. I mean, the thing is like if you go. I mean, I think it's crap that if I go to the Port Charlotte Theater, I'm paying $11, $13 per ticket. Then if I go to Sarasota, it's $5 for the same goddamn movie, same company. Like that's ridiculous. Why? Because of the freaking geographical location? Come on.
Okay, so when I went to that game last week, right? To game 1, you know how much it costs for a beer, like a 20 ounce can of beer?
I'm gonna go with $13.
Yep, $15. Did I still buy it? Yeah, because you know what? Even though I say this is ridiculous pricing, I'm still gonna buy it because I want to drink a beer while I'm watching the game. It's just a matter of like, what are you gonna do, man?
Water. I'm just letting you know.
Why is pretty expensive too?
Drink water or pregame before you go.
Pregame. I don't know. I
mean, that's what I'm saying, but it's a choice. It's just a choice. It's still like,
and my choice is to not pay $60 for a 2D Metroid game. But anyways, I think we beat a dead horse.
Yeah,
we did. We did beat a dead horse.
All right, so moving on from that, because Nintendo, you're doing your own thing. All right, EA is having 5 live events this month, and I repeat that again: 5 live events this month.
But why?
This is their E3.
Okay.
Starting tomorrow will be the future of first-person shooters. Will give us a look at Battlefield 2042, and I believe something else, but I don't have it exactly here. But Apex Legends. So we'll get more Battlefield 2042 gameplay, and we'll get some Apex Legends news starting tomorrow. And then July 13th will be EA's independent studios. They'll be having a little showcase for themselves with probably doing
Lost in Random will probably be on that show.
Yep, Hazelight, the people who did It Takes Two, and Knockout City will also be there as well. July 19th will be Madden NFL 22 All Access Scouting, how the community is shaping Madden NFL 22, and they'll be focusing on that. July 20th will be more EA Sports stuff, so hopefully we'll see NCAA in there. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. And then we'll go to July 22nd, which will be the grand stage of them all, EA Play Live, which will be hosted by lifelong gamer, WWE superstar, Austin Creed.
A.K.A. Xavier Woods.
Yes.
Speaking of which, when he's gonna have the whole G4 or whatever, or Attack of the Show and all that, when is that supposed to happen?
That's a good question. What is going on with G4 right now?
I don't know. But anyway, this whole presentation is pretty cool for EA. Definitely have some big games coming up, so why not?
Yeah.
Let's get the ball rolling when it comes to these.
The next phase of G4's relaunch party was supposed to be a pre-launch party that started on June 10th, but guess I got delayed because June 10th is come and gone, my friends, and we don't know anything that's going on.
So they dropped the ball on that one.
That's not a good start. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Because that was supposed to be that was E3 that time.
Yeah, it was E3.
So,
well, who knows? I would like to see that back, but I don't know if it's going to be the same again.
Probably not. Probably not because everyone's on Twitch or some other service, and
So it
they
looks
can.
like NBC owns it because in here it says they're a digital first network going live in 2021. Will it be on TV? Comcast pays the bill, so take a guess. That's what they said. So I'm guessing on Peacock.
That would
Probably.
be cool. I'm okay with that.
That's funny. They're trying to be witty because the last bullet point says we're doubling down on reruns of Cops and Cheaters. Okay, the last one was a joke, but the rest is true.
Cheaters.
Yeah, because everyone probably complained about it. But
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when I used to watch that.
Honestly, they should put it on Peacock. It would make more sense to put it on Peacock.
It would. It actually might do pretty well on Peacock.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's good.
I'm excited for the indie EA play. Honestly, like the EA, like if they announce Jedi Fallen Order, that'll be the Gatorade get hype moment of all the EA stuff. Fallen Order 2 would be just insane.
It would. I don't know where they would go with it though.
I don't know either. It would be kind of cool. Go ahead.
I haven't finished the game. Did it end it on a cliffhanger kind of thing, or did it end it somewhere? No?
No, I mean there's a definitive end, but I mean with Star Wars you could always go somewhere else in the galaxy. But I'm most excited for the EA Original Studios stuff. Really, they've been knocking it out of the park. All the indie studios that they've had, like recently, It Takes Two was outstanding. Knockout City's really good. I'm actually impressed with a lot of the stuff that their indie studios are doing. Lost in Random looks great too. It's from Zoinks. I don't know if you ever played any of their games. They did. Stick It to the Man. They also.
I think it did.
Yeah, they also did Fe. That's Fe.
Yeah.
So so they're a pretty good studio, and Lost in Random looks cool. Looks kind of like a Tim Burton esque like animation style like platformer.
Coraline.
Yeah.
Coraline platformer kind of a thing. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited for it. I'm excited to see the EA play. The first shooter stuff really doesn't excite me. I think we've already seen enough of Battlefield and Apex Legends.
We saw 5 minutes of Battlefield. That's not enough. That's not enough.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. And the fact that did you know that the get hype moment when the guy jumped out of the plane, shot the other plane, and went back in, that actually happened.
That's crazy.
In the actual game.
That's so awesome.
That was awesome.
But in Battlefield 3, and the original guy, he did a reaction to that trailer, and he saw that, and he lost his freaking mind. Oh, that was crazy. But I'm excited for Madden, of course, because I play Madden every year. So looking to see what they add implements to that, even though we're coming with videos almost every single week of how they're changing the face of the franchise and how they're changing gameplay overall. Now it seems like the crowd is going to have more of an effect on the game than usual, because it seems like adding that NCAA moment to it where the crowd would shake the stadium and your screen would freaking shake. It seems like they're implementing that into it, which I remember back then was kind of cool to see in a video game, but then I can see that being pretty annoying.
Don't they kind of do something like that in NBA 2K? Like when you're shooting free throws?
Yeah, but that's fourth quarter, down to the wire kind of a thing, not let me just go ahead and get the stadium rumbling for no apparent reason.
They do that in the show. If you're up and you got guys on base and it's a critical moment, your controller pulses.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, we look forward to that EA Play. I will be posting I'll be posting all of them. I don't know if I'll be able to do the reaction to all of them, but I'll be posting the videos when they come out. And then moving on to PlayStation State of Play happening tomorrow. If I can scroll down, that'd be great.
Brought to you by Xbox Game Studios.
Well, it's okay.
No, that game looks good. Sony paid for it to be exclusive, so they're getting their money's worth.
Yeah, I can hide that. That'd be great.
Right. Are you thinking about picking up Deathloop, or is tomorrow going to be your make or break?
No, I was picking up Deathloop regardless.
Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Looks really good. I haven't played Dishonored. That's what the studio made prior. Did you play that one, Chris?
I did play a little bit of it. Didn't beat all of them, or didn't even beat one. But from what I played of The first one was actually pretty good. But the thing what gets me about this game is the fact that you're able to, when your gun locks up in like real time, your controller trigger will actually lock up.
Oh, with the haptic feedback.
With the haptic feedback, like
That's
you won't
cool.
you won't be able to pull down. That's what intrigues me the most about this game.
Did they mention what the indie games were that they're also showing off?
No.
No? Okay. So Deathloop's the big guy, and then there's some indie titles to follow.
There will be some indie titles to follow. All right. Next up. For some reason, Microsoft is not working with me right now. Okay. Assassin's Creed is going infinity and beyond. So, Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft, I should say. Ubisoft is going to be making the next Assassin's Creed title to be an online service. Kind of like Division, kind of like Destiny, kind of like Warzone, all that kind of stuff, but not like Warzone, where it's like a battle royale kind of game. It's going to be a continuation service of like just continuing on. There's not going to be one single player aspect of the game. It can be linked together for all of eternity. I don't know how I feel about this.
Is it going to be multiplayer?
More likely.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. To me, games that come out every year and there's different iterations, and I'm looking at you, EA, and your sports games, work better as a games for service.
But since Syndicate, we've had a Assassin's Creed game every other year.
See, that's not bad. Every other is okay.
Yeah.
Every year is like ridiculous. Like I know you like buying Madden, but it's like it gets a lot to buy it every year.
It is. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it is. But I do it. I've been doing it for years.
Yeah, and you play it, and you get your money's worth out of it. So there's no harm, no foul on that. But would I like to see Madden and stuff? I'm sure people that spend their money on the cards would love to see those games be games 100%. For service, because they'll spend like $800.
Yeah, probably more than that.
Yeah, I know Jeff knew somebody at the distribution center on FIFA spent like over $1,000 on card packs and stuff. $1,000.
And you know what? And you're complaining spending $60 on a video game.
I wouldn't do either. I don't buy a single card pack.
I'm just saying there's some people out there who spend ridiculous money on stuff that they don't. That's ridiculous. Like you're like, why? You know?
I 100% agree.
But that's their money. They can do whatever the hell they want.
But, hey, I'm not money shaming. I'm not wallet shaming anybody.
Just saying
If you have the money and you can spend it on there, go do it. It's just I'm not.
Exactly.
If you were like a blue collar citizen and you just pretty much like us and just like, oh, I'm gonna spend $1,000 on a freaking cards pack for a video game.
That once the year's over, it's worthless.
Yeah, that once the year's over, it's worthless, and you're going to spend another $1,000 probably the following year on it. You can spend more money on one game that comes out annually than your whole entire system.
I could subscribe to Game Pass for the whole entire life of the Series X and not spend $1,000. Oh, it's ridiculous, man.
Oh gosh. Yeah, he agrees.
Exactly. I don't know what he's barking at. He must be barking. Somebody must be at the door.
Shauna.
Maybe. I don't know.
She's bringing you dinner.
Maybe. She didn't text me though. What the hell?
She has to text you to show up.
Yeah.
Knock, knock, knocking on PD's door.
But would you guys even consider playing? I know you guys probably haven't divulged in the Assassin's Creed series that much, at least as much as I have.
Would be the price of entry? Am I paying $70 to get into the first game, and then am I going to have to keep paying to play it? I guess that's where it gets dicey. Because like if I'm dropping $70 to get into the live service. Now we're doing every 3 months. Am I paying for the upgrades, or are they included? Most live services include their expansions, right?
Season. Well, okay. So we say Assassin's Creed Seasons. We'll call it that.
Oh, if it's
Call
seasons, then yeah, I'm down for it, because I love the Sea of Thieves stuff. You don't have to pay anything for it, and it gives you stuff to do. And if you want to, you can pay money, and it'll like unlock stuff faster, and you unlock like exclusive stuff. But if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah. So I'm gonna call it like how Call of Duty does theirs. Call of Duty has like maybe 45 days, 50 days, something like that for each season that they come out with, and you pay $20 every single time to be included into that battle pass, you want to call it, and then you play through the missions or whatever the case would be, and so in order to rank up, and you can use some of those points to actually move to the next season and buy the next battle pass. If they do something like that, okay.
Yeah, I'm in. Actually, I do that every single Rocket Pass with Rocket League. I've been I've done every Rocket League pass except for the first one. But yeah, I bought the second one, and then I just roll my money into buying the next one.
Yeah. So if they do something like that, that'll be pretty cool. I mean, I do that now with Call of Duty. Now, coming from an Assassin's Creed standpoint, I think it would be probably a good idea to do this, because the past couple of games have been ridiculously long, to the point where I put in maybe 120 hours into it. And that is very long for an Assassin's Creed game since the first one came out. And I was started at 8 hours. And I've played every single one since then. And I think the last one I actually beat was... I didn't beat Valhalla yet. And the one before that, I put in maybe 150, 140.
I've only tried the original, and I don't get very far in it, and I've never played any other Assassin's Creed. Doesn't mean I don't want to. I feel like I need to play the original before I get to 2. Everyone tells me to just start on 2.
You can just start on 2.
See? That's what they tell me.
You can just start on 2. Yes, you'll learn about Altair's past and whatnot, but it's literally the first one's literally like, oh, you have a target, you investigate the target, you stalk him, whatnot, case be, you get to learn about him, and then you go
flags up, go look at a little eagle views, go do a little bit of side questing, and that's about it.
It's literally feels like a chore, almost like every single time when you're beating the first one. Second one's not too bad because the story is actually pretty interesting. The third one continues on from the second one, and there's 3 games that interact with each other. Connor was pretty interesting. The Assassin's Creed 3 was pretty interesting because it takes place in the American Revolution. And that was cool to play as a Native American, and you get to meet George Washington and fight with him and whatnot. The fourth one was amazingly awesome because you get to control a pirate ship, and you get to have your crewmates just do whatever, and you can go fishing, you can go... It didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game at all. And then you got Syndicate, which you play as one of the twins, and which take place in the French Revolution War, maybe, I don't know. Actually, one before that was Unity, where it was like a 4-player co-op, and that one sucked.
Isn't there one that is the Industrial Revolution? The one that like in England?
I think that's in Syndicate. I think that's
Syndicate. It's Industrial Revolution, right? Like right in like late 1800s England or something. Like that.
That's what it is.
Okay.
And then they went new direction with Origins, followed by Odyssey? And then Ragnarok, right?
In ancient Greece.
Valhalla.
Valhalla, that's what it was.
Yeah. Valhalla. And Origins was Egypt, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Origins was Egypt. Odyssey was
ancient Greece.
Yes.
And then Valhalla, of course, is
Scandinavia, right?
Yeah, Scandinavia and the Vikings.
Yeah.
I played a little Black Flag actually on the Wii U. I was playing a little bit about it with that, but I don't know. It's just I forgot why I stopped playing it. I think I'm not real big on stealth. I'm more like going out there and freaking brawling,
tanking it. He's Leroy Jenkins in the flesh.
Yeah.
Don't go like that when you're playing Fallen Order.
Yeah,
you get your shipwrecked.
Yeah, I'm more like that. Even though I do like the stuff in Batman, though, like stuff in Batman, I think because it's more like fear tactics.
Yeah, but you don't really have to be too stealthy, like in Batman. Once you get down to like 2 or 3 guys, if they don't have any guns, you don't have to be stealthy at all. Like you can just go down there and just wreck shit. But like you only got to like worry about the guys with guns. Once they're done, then you're good to go.
Yeah, you're good.
Dude, I hated those and kind of changing subjects and all that, but then Batman, I hated the ones with the armor or the shields.
Oh yeah, you just gotta you gotta hold down your cape.
Yeah, the tasers. Yeah, I hated that. But I like stuff in Batman. I thought that was fun. The only thing I don't like also stealth stuff I didn't like. I don't like Spider-Man. From the first game, the stealth stuff. I hated stealth. I feel like with Mary Jane especially, I just hated that. It's like, what the hell am I stealthing around, man? I want to be Spider-Man kick ass, man. You know what I'm saying?
He just wants to Leroy Jenkins it all the time.
Always, man. Always. It's just fun, dude.
We'll just let Pete be the tank whenever we're playing like MMOs.
Oh, dude, I love being the tank. That's the tank.
See, I like sitting back and picking people off with the archers. So
yeah, you like being the sniper.
Exactly.
I like being the tank. Going in there like literally like 10, like you got 10, 20 people you just find all of them at once. I like that feeling. It's a cool feeling.
Yeah, I understand.
But I did play Black Flag. I did like from what I played. I don't know why I never got back into it. So something I probably should play again.
Yeah, probably. All right, moving on. All right, gentlemen, let's talk NBA Finals. It's going on.
Go Suns. Go Suns.
Game one was last week with a historic return of Greek Freak. Miraculously, just decided like, hey, I'm good now. I can come out and do things. Ended with a double-double.
Dude, that looked like a bad injury too, man. That looked like a bad injury when I thought he really had he had a torn ACL or MCL, whatever. But I was surprised when I see him back. But he did good. I mean, I don't think it's 100%, but he still did pretty good. But you can't stop Chris Paul. Chris Paul is definitely
he wants his ring, man.
Yeah,
he's playing like a guy.
Possessed. Like he wants that ring, regardless of what happens. He had a busted shoulder. He had COVID. He had all this stuff that happened to him. He still goes out and freaking balls. So
good for him, man.
He's on a mission, dude. He's definitely on a mission. But I saw a little bit of the game last night. I was watching a little bit of the game. I mean, the Suns kind of were dominant, really. I mean, they didn't really have that much.
They let them back into the game towards the fourth quarter, but
a little bit, yeah.
But still kept enough distance where it really didn't matter. I think at one point they had a 20-point lead.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I still think the Suns will probably either sweep it or go 4-1.
I don't think they'll go sweep. I would say 4-1 or at least maybe 6 games, the most. But I don't think it's gonna be 4-1. I don't think it's gonna be that. It depends, though. It depends if Giannis starts playing like he's game ball like he should ball. It all depends on that, but if they do win, the Suns, that'll be the first championship in franchise history, which is kind of insane, considering that I remember the Suns being a great team in the early 90s with Charles Barkley, and you're surprised to see that. Or even Steve Nash and Stoudemire back in the 2000s. I mean, you're surprised that they've never been to the championship game since 1993 and they never won one. So good for them. I hope they do win.
Yeah. I don't know who I'm rooting for here. I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight, but it'd be good to see. I'm just enjoying basketball without LeBron. Without
we all are.
I'm just enjoying basketball without the big names out there. You got Giannis, who's like, how many MVPs he had? Like 2 or 3 now. He's out there now, balling, shooting it up, and all that kind of stuff. Just enjoying basketball as a whole.
I gotta say, like, it's kind of like. You got like your Chris Paul's almost like a John Elway right now, where it's like he's like kind of in the twilight of his career, and like he's really going for that one championship. And Elway got 2 right at the end of his career, his last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Strahan finally got his Super Bowl like last year of his season. Like I don't think Chris Paul's going to retire, but he's probably pretty close to it. So I really feel like you have that but I feel like Giannis is more he has plenty of time left in his career where he'll have another shot to get another one.
Yeah.
So I'm really, I picked the Suns to win, so I gotta go with my pick. So
I'll be happy to see the Suns win because they'll be the first championship for that team, for that franchise team. For the Bucks, it'll be I think 50 years since they won their championship. But hey, man, Greek freak, man. I gotta go with my Greek brother, man. Gotta go with my guy, man.
I got a question, Pete. Or is it because that gives you hope that your Jets might be able to win a championship 50 years later?
Dude, they both had green and white, dude. Their colors are green and white, so yeah. Sure.
And they both disappoint. So,
well, you know what though? But hey, man, the Bucks actually. I think they're still here to stay as a franchise, though. Last year, I know they had they were out in the second round or whatever. This year, they're in the finals. I think they're here to stay as a team, and I think Giannis is going to stay there. I hope he does. Either that or go to New York. I'd love to see him go to the Knicks, but I don't think that's going to happen. But that's just dreams over there, hopes and dreams right there. But I think right now, I agree. I think the other thing with Giannis, even if he does lose, just try your best. Just work your ass off. Try your best. At least try to win a couple games if you can. And hope and if you can't, then like I said, man, go next year and just keep on going. But what I love about these playoffs, though, before we move on to the next subject, I love the fact that we see new stars.
Yeah,
not just Chris Paul. I'm talking about Devin Booker. I'm talking about Giannis. I'm talking about Trae Young. Let's see, who was the Jokic from the Nuggets.
Jokic.
Even Paul George. I mean, even though he's not a new star, he definitely got some love. I feel like Paul George definitely got some love because he's a superstar and wasn't really.
I said Ben Simmons.
Oh no, that's not a superstar. That's he's hot trash. Sorry, poor Ben Simmons. But I'm sorry, he's hot trash. You know what though? It would be different. It would have been 76ers, man, if Ben Simmons can actually make free throws and actually make some jump shots in the end of the game. I mean, it might have been the Sixers in the finals, but we'll see how that turned out.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just saying that this playoffs have been great without LeBron James. I mean, I'm glad that LeBron is taking a back seat, fishing or doing something else instead
he's watching his son play.
Well, you know what's annoying though? It's okay, fine. I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. He is a great player. He's definitely Hall of Famer. He's definitely considered one of the greatest of all time for basketball. But at the same time, though, I hate when he has to make comments or say, "Oh, well, it's because of the shortened season." Or the whatever, or because we didn't have a small break, we have all these injuries. Okay, I know you're making excuses because of Anthony Davis. I know you're making excuses. Shut up. I mean, it's whatever. It is what it is. It's you can't say what happened last year. It happened last year. But you can't. I heard Shaq actually calling them out on that, saying look, there's people working 5 days a week and all that stuff, 40 hours a week, all the time. We only train 2 hours at I think we 3 or 4 times a week train 2 hours and then play a game 3 or 4 times a week or whatever. It's not that bad. And we're getting paid millions. Just shut up. It is what it is. Okay, you got hurt. Whatever. It's whatever. It's hopefully next season we'll have the regular type of schedule season. We'll go back to the way things were. But as of right now, like I said, you can't go over there and say last year the Lakers won. And if anything, I think that should be an asterisk because the way this season turned out for the whole season turned out, the whole being in quarantine and all that stuff. So it is what it is. I'm just glad he's not in the picture right now. It's all about the new blood out there. It's all about Devin Booker. It's all about Giannis. Let's focus on these guys. Let's hope they're going to be the future of the NBA. And if the Suns win, I mean, I think, like I said, even though it's great for Chris Paul, Devin Booker is a stud, and he's going to be playing, doing this for the next 10, 15 years, as long as he plays. So good for him.
Good for him. Good for him indeed. All right, moving on to we'll start our reviews here. Pete, I don't know if you've seen anything that we're going to talk about.
I seen Bad Batch. I seen
Loki.
I didn't see Tomorrow War.
Okay.
I seen Bad Batch. I've seen Loki, and of course Mission Possible. So
Okay.
sorry.
It's all good. So Tomorrow War came out last Friday on Amazon Prime. Literally is dealing with the fact of a war that's going on in the future with these aliens who just like taking over the world and whatnot. And they're pretty much what you're doing is they're recruiting people from the past to go into the future to fight the war. And they're trying to figure out how to defeat them so that way when they go back in 7 days, they know how to defeat them. They can recreate whatever it is to defeat them, to stop them before the aliens come when they go back into the past. Because literally they recruit you and then you go 30 years in the future, fight them for 7 days, then come back to where you were. But time is always moving.
Kind of like Day After Tomorrow. Oh, not Day After Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow, kind of.
It has the same kind of feel to it. But just like imagine us 30 years from now fighting a war and trying to figure out a solution to how to defeat and kill the aliens in 7 days before we get shipped back to now. Or now 7 days to figure out everything. It's very confusing. It is ambitious, but not a bad movie. There are some holes.
I just think time travel is always going to have that problem. Anything that has to do with time travel is always going to have that problem. I mean, even the best time travel movies, you still kind of question and go back and you're like, that makes no sense. Like, for instance, Terminator, for instance. Like, how the hell? So, Terminator 2, or no, actually, Terminator 1, for instance, you send John Reese back to meet
Sarah Connor.
Her mom.
Yeah.
Sarah Connor.
But John Connor exists in the first. Yeah. So
how's
there
that?
There is a Terminator moment in this movie.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, sure, okay, we're gonna go on with that. If you guys are not planning on watching it, I'll go ahead and tell you right now.
I'll watch it.
I don't know. You planning on watching?
You could go ahead.
Okay.
I'm.
So Chris Pratt has a family here, whatnot. Cool, no problem. But then he goes 30 years in the future. You'll see the woman that's with him in this poster right here. That is actually his daughter, 30 years ahead.
Please tell me they don't like make out in the movie. Or
No. Just the fact that like you find out that that's his daughter, and he's like kind of shocked. He's like, "What the? All right, I didn't think you would be here." But and like, how would that even work? Like, how would she even know where to do and where to go and how to recruit him and all that kind of stuff? Like, how? But anyway, there's a Terminator moment. There's a Edge of Tomorrow moment in this movie. It's not a bad movie. It is ambitious and whatnot. Also, as well, come to find out, I have a high school classmate in this movie. pretty awesome. Pretty cool. Who was not into TV and film.
Yeah. Oh.
I was like shocked when I saw. I was like, wait a minute, that's not him. And then I went to the guy's Instagram. I was like, no shit, that guy's in the movie. Like, all right.
That's hilarious.
He was actually
movies at all.
Yeah, he was in the TV movies at all, like when in high school. But then, like, just recently, he started getting into it, and then like he was actually filming stuff for this movie here. I didn't know what it was, and then he started advertising it on his Instagram and whatnot. Then he started going to screenings for the movie. I'm like, oh, you're in the movie. But he was in the movie, but also he was a grip. I don't know what grips do on sets, but he was also a grip.
That's kind of cool.
On the set.
Doing some double duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
It's a fun, cool movie to watch since everyone has Amazon Prime. Pretty much, just go ahead and watch it. You're not wasting any money doing so. Go for it. All right. Next up, Netflix's Fear Street, 1994.
So I did watch this one.
Yes, you did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Like today? Yep. Wow.
Yeah, I watched it a little bit this morning and during my lunch break. So yeah, I watched it.
And?
You want me to start, Chris?
What do you think?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I thought it was okay. I thought that it played on too many horror movie like tropes and stuff like that. From I guess you could say from that era. I don't know. It had like Scream feels to it, like slasher feels, like Friday the 13th, where you have like the invincible serial killers come in. But it also like took I don't know. It was. Do you want me to go into like what the story is, like the backstory? Because if we're gonna review the other two, I kind of have to.
Let's put it like this: it's a mix between Jason slasher movies and Stranger Things.
Yeah,
it's both.
It's like a '90s Stranger Things. Like they have to like throw everything '90s in your face. Like we work at the mall. There's a B. Dalton's there. We're gonna play every single song from the '90s. Got 9 Inch Nails, got Bush Machine Head, More Human Than Human from Rob Zombie or from White Zombie. Trying to remember some of the other songs that were in there. I think Blur, the woohoo. Yeah. But basically like just like a ton of 90 songs were stuffed in there, and just tropes, like a lot of tropes. But like the backstory, without like really giving anything away, because we need to talk about it if we're going to talk about it next week. Is there's this town? There's two towns. I could tell it came from like an R.L. Stein, because the town names are kind of cheesy. There's Sunnyvale or Sunnyvale and like Shadybrook. Sunnyside and Shadybrook or something. Yeah. So Sunnyside's like all like the nice part of town. It's Shadyville's like where all like the serial killing happens. It
should have been the opposite. It should have been the opposite. It should have flipped it. It would have much more.
So did you catch where the name actually comes from, Chris?
No.
So the witch that was originally killed during Salem was named like Melissa Fear, but it was like F-I-E-R. So Fear Street. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of cheese stuff in there like that. That's why, like, even the team names of the schools, the Witches and the Devils.
Yeah. But it's literally R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
Like if you know R.L. Stein and you know his work and whatnot, you know it's gonna be like kids cheese. But this is like literally kids cheese as far as like the names, some of the dialogue and whatnot. But this is like actual R-rated shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like some of the deaths are pretty freaking gruesome. Like the meat cutter. Dude, that was ridiculous and nasty. And they come hard and fast at the end. Like no one's safe. I don't really like the way that they solved the crime. I don't want to give away the ending and say what happened. I thought that was a kind of cheesy.
But it didn't solve it though.
It didn't. But which makes it even worse, right?
In the end, it ends up being worse. But like during it, you're like, okay, I've seen this before in other movies and whatnot, and then like, okay, everything's fine, and they can be happy. But then that whole turnaround, like, oh wait, there's more, and you're like, oh shit, oh okay, all right, I'll see where this is going.
I have to say, well directed, well acted. Like I got to give it that. Like that's that. If one takeaway, if you want my, is it worth watching? Depends if you're into it, but you'll know this: it's well directed and it's well acted. Like that's for sure. Like I can't complain about either the acting or the directing.
But let me ask you something, guys. It's more of a homage to those movies in the 90s, so 90s slasher film. That's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah,
so
but it also
have elements.
But it's too I don't know. I think I think when I watch like Stranger Things, I feel like I'm still seeing like yes, it takes place in the 80s. Yes, there's 80s stuff thrown in your face, but I still feel like I'm watching. Yeah, I'm still feel like I'm watching like a original story, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. Whereas this, I feel like we've already been there. They're just like piecing stuff in, like from other stories. But who's to say that those stories didn't steal from R.L. Stein, and that's why it's like that? I don't know, but it just feels like nothing like original. That's where I guess that's where like my recommendation of watching it is like kind of goes down. It's like because like I said, it's well acted and well directed. It's just I don't know. I felt like the story could have been better.
Yeah, I see your point of view. I mean,
I think we only have part of the story, though.
Yeah,
yes, and that's where we got the trilogy.
Yeah,
so maybe I'll feel different after I see those two.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird they're going kind of back instead of going forward. So
it makes sense when you watch the movie because
it makes sense.
Yeah, because so for like what okay, so it's not really giving too much away, but like there's a kid in the movie that like tracks these serial killers, and because the town has like serial killers like almost every decade, and so they're gonna go back to a serial killer that happened in the 70s that there was one survivor of, and so that's the next movie. Yeah.
But like, I mean, the movie literally felt to me like an episode of a TV show. Like since we know there is more.
Yeah.
Since it didn't like the story is there. It didn't feel like a complete movie because of the fact we need to see the other two. Because like literally right after this movie ends, without even credits rolling, they showed you the trailer for the second movie. So it's like, all right, this is something we got to look forward to next time. We gotta watch this next.
Are you guys looking forward to the next movie?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested. I mean, I'm interested enough to see where it goes. Like, I'm not mad about it. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's fine. But you think though, like, you still think Stranger Things was a much better. It's when it comes to homages and like references. You saying it did the best job when it comes to their TV show?
I don't know. I wouldn't say the best job.
Well, better than this one.
I think it's less in your. I mean, it's still in your face, but I think it's like I think
it's more natural though. I feel like
that's it. It does like whereas this almost sometimes feels like an advertisement for the 90s. Like
it's kind of like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. Yeah. You know who actually did a good job with not going over the top? Bumblebee did a really good job with not going over the top of the 80s.
I agree. That was actually excellent. That was actually really well. That was in the 90s too, wasn't it?
80s.
80s, yeah, it was in the 80s. Yeah, you're right. That did a great job without going over the top. Yeah, I agree.
I wonder if like 20 years ago, like the 40-year-olds, or 30, 40-year-olds were like looking back at movies that they did in the, the 80s and 90s, or like that took place in the 60s and 70s. Be like, man, like that's full of like 70s references and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you're right, because they had a lot of.
Yeah, because we're at a different age where like we remember that stuff, so it's like you're kind of like we're in that age group where it's just like we feel it more. Because I'm sure like somebody that was born after like this Fear Street 1999 or 94 isn't gonna like really feel that way.
No. And for me, I feel it because of the R. Like I was a huge R.L. Stein buff. What was your question?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Though. I see what you're saying, Anna, about like the 60s and 70s, if people feel like that. But I think a lot of those movies, like for instance, Goodfellas took place, I think, 60s, 70s, and they came in 90. I mean, I don't think it was. I think it did a good job representing that, it's that era. I think certain movies do a good job. Like certain period pieces do a good job representing that era. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think?
But you're right, though.
Do you think the 80s and 90s was more pop culture driven though? So like that's kind of why maybe we feel that way sometimes. Like they try to shove too much stuff in it.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're probably right. But I mean, really, when you think about it, I mean, a big representation. If you see like a movie in the '60s and all that, what's a big representation? The music, right?
Yeah.
From the '60s. That's a huge representation. Do you think that Forrest Gump was like a little bit too like trying to push that thing? Because it seems to have a lot of references, but
no, I feel like that's kind of the point of the movie. Is like I feel like they do that so you know the era that they're in because they span so many eras. It's not like this is like 1 year, like 1 day almost.
Yeah, I got you.
Or maybe a couple days. Whereas Forrest Gump is like it spans what like 50 years that movie so like I almost feel like you have to throw the references in so people know which year and decade you're in.
The settings that this place takes in, you see
not only that,
you see a grocery store, you see a mall, you see a hospital thing. You see
Speaking of a hospital, Chris, when have you ever been to a hospital where the freaking lights aren't working and like what the hell, dude? Like why like horror movies like dude? I would not go into a hospital where like the front lights are flickering. I'm sorry, dude. I just wouldn't. I'll go to the next damn town over.
Halloween 2. That's like Halloween 2 right there. You're in Halloween 2.
Don't say it. What, people change out the goddamn light bulbs?
No security guards, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an old building. It's a small town. Things happen all the time. Maybe a hurricane passed through.
Since we're all kind of children of the 90s, so do we want to see more movies based on the 90s? So,
as long as the story is told good, I don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
And
yeah, I agree, Chris. I mean, to me, at the end of the day, it's all if you have a good story. Like, I don't like.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, so as long as you have a good story, that's all that matters.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if they got the school part right because I mean, I was in middle school in '94, and I don't really know if like that's what school felt like when they were in school. Like, I don't know.
Did you, Jared? So did you watch
selling drugs?
What's your thoughts about this?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was high school, but I don't know. Is that what they were doing? Well, maybe in Shadyville or whatever.
Shadyville or Shady Brook.
Oh yeah, whatever it was called.
Shady Brook, Shadyville. I mean, I can't wait to finish the rest of them.
Yeah, so, I'm looking at 77. I mean, 77.
This was a bold move by them, and they're just going full on into it. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, 77 looks like it's like full on Friday the 13th, like they're at camp. And, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to some like good old fashioned camp slaying.
The other one looks like the witches, right? Or whatever.
Like that takes place around like Salem time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this sleepaway camp vibes on our next installment. See? There you go.
Me too.
Sleepaway Camp. Have you guys seen Sleepaway Camp at all?
I have not. No. I know what it is, though.
So I heard there's an ending that literally is a like what the fuck moment ending in the end of that film. That it's like that's why I kind of always want to watch it because it's one of those things where you're like, what the hell? It's like pretty surprising. So. So that's an infamous movie.
1983 it came out. But, starring Felissa Rose. Dude, nobody we know. Robert Hiltzik directed it. He also directed Sleepaway Camp, Return to Sleepaway Camp, yep. Sleepaway Camp 2.
I thought, yeah. I know the ending. That's why I can't say it. I know the ending. Because I've all
right. Well, I haven't seen it, so don't say anything. I'm gonna see if I can find out if it's
no, but it's definitely a WTF moment. You know,
Oh, it's only an hour and 24 minutes. I mean, come on, me and Chris and you watched freaking Thanksgiving, dude. I can watch Sleepaway Camp. Let me see.
But just to let you know, it is
Sleepaway Camp streaming. It is available on Tubi TV for free. There you go, or Amazon Prime.
Boom.
I should watch that. Yeah, why not? Maybe homework. So we can get ready for the next Fear Street.
There you go. All right.
All right.
Let's go to the next review, gentlemen.
Next review will be Loki. Episode 5. In review.
So I'm going to start off by saying I'm glad that they even took Crocodile Loki as a joke. Like, they had no problem thinking it was the most ridiculous thing ever, just like everybody else, so that made it okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I'm still not feeling the show. I don't know if I maybe need to watch it like from beginning to end in one sitting, but I'm not excited at all for it. Not excited for next week's show. What's up?
Can I ask you something, though, Ant? Is it because you're expecting something and you got something else? You're expecting something different?
That's definitely a little bit of it, which is, I guess you could say that's kind of my own fault, because I shouldn't have any expectations going into it. But I'm pretty sure the showrunner mentioned Doctor Who when he was talking about the show, but neither here or the
it doesn't
director
feel like Doctor
Who.
Yeah,
no. Not at all.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Doctor Who.
I don't know. I think I will give it one more watch after it's all said and done, and watch it just sit down and watch it straight through. But go ahead.
Did you like this episode though? That's the question. Did you like it? It was?
I just feel like it never goes anywhere. Like it gives us more questions than what it answers. We're not any closer to knowing who the timekeeper is or keepers are. We're not any closer to knowing what the hell that smoke monster was or how she enchants it or what the hell that's even about anyways. I just feel like we never get anywhere closer to answers, and I don't like that Loki's like, oh, I'm changed. Oh, I'll change for you. Oh, I'm lovey-dovey on myself, which is really weird. But the female version.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the romance, really. The romance part,
I'm not feeling the romance because they're both Lokis. It's weird.
I know, it's weird. It's very weird. Just a very weird kind of vibe towards that. I would like it to be more. Yeah, it just seems kind of like not uncharacteristic of his character. I feel like, but I do like
the show is called
the different Lokis.
It's about Loki. He's in love with himself. He loves all of his characters.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? The smoke monster is actually probably even Loki to begin with. I mean, let's go ahead and just throw it out there because I mean we can have a freaking crocodile as our freaking Loki. Why not just have a smoke monster as Loki? You just throw that out there.
I gotta admit, like old Loki or whatever you want to call him, dude, he's pretty badass. He built like a whole city.
Plastic Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Asgard. It was Asgard, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Asgard.
He built like Asgard. Yeah, that's what I thought. He built Asgard.
Straight, I'm gonna build a whole damn city right here.
He created an illusion.
Doesn't matter. It's still a badass illusion.
Illusion of that. Yeah, that isn't a badass illusion. No, I think the best parts of the film definitely were the best part of the show was definitely the classic Loki, Kid Loki, Thor Loki, I guess you can call him. That was like definitely the alligator Loki, which is ridiculous. You're right, that is ridiculous. Like, why is an alligator out of all creatures, alligator like a Loki? You know what I'm saying? Is there any alligators in Asgard for one? I mean, it's not even a thing. But no, I think they're the best part. It shows you. I love weird and quirkiness of like certain weird ideas, and I think that definitely fits in the bill. I like definitely that part. I thought that was really cool. That whole world they were in and whatever. I agree with you, Ant, that there is more questions than answers, and that's a big thing. My whole thing though, which I'm hoping this is not what I'm gonna do in the end of the show because we have one more episode left. I hope I forgot the judge's name. Anyway, she's kind of the villain right now. Renslayer. Okay. Yeah. I hope she doesn't have like a change of heart, becomes a good guy. Because I feel like one thing, that I'm getting annoyed with these Marvel shows. It's like there's no real villain. It's always kind of like a villain who is kind of a villain, but not a villain. But
misunderstood.
A villain, but it's not.
Just misunderstood, Pete. Every single MCU villain is just misunderstood.
But here's my problem, though. I have no problem with having certain convictions. If they, whatever, like there's certain, they think they're doing something right, but they're actually bad. They're doing something bad, right? The problem is, though, I'm hoping as a character she stays in these convictions. That's what makes it more interesting. Not just have a change of heart and be like, well, no, now I'm not, whatever part of the TVA. I'm not going to support them anymore. I'm just going to take them down and because they're bad or the whole idea is bad. It's like, no, dude, that's the whole point about being a villain. Regardless of what you think you're doing something right, regardless if it's whatever, how you do it. That's the whole point. It's like you shouldn't and that's what I'm saying. Like it seems to be some more problem with all these shows or movies or whatever they're doing lately. It's just like I have no problem like having a villain who thinks like they're doing something right and all, but stay with your convictions. Don't try to change it up. Don't try to be like, oh no, like now Loki has a change of heart. Now he's not a villain anymore because he found romance with Lady Loki, which is kind of like okay, for sure. And so now the judge is going to have a change of heart in the next episode when she finds out the real truth of the TVA. Mm-hmm. And who's really the timekeeper? Is it going to be something good or is it going to be something like, oh, that's like the big reveal? Like it's going to be some lame ass character probably.
Don't get your
some like the the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain, and in terms of like some lame dorky character and all that it's like a wimp.
Peter
that should be Loki. What should be Loki?
Yeah, it's gonna be Wimpy Loki or something like that. Something ridiculous. Yeah, it's gonna be something like that where you're like, oh, really? This is what it is. I mean, to me, dude, every TV show should have an awesome villain or something you should have a good antagonist. That's what makes you kind of like say, well, that's why we cheer for the hero to see the villain lose. You don't get that in this TV show, and it's kind of like it doesn't give you something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just kind of a misadventure. That's all it is.
It feels like it's like a chore to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a misadventure. It's a chore. Yeah, it's just there's no real end game really. It's like so.
That's because that game happened a couple years ago, Pete.
What's that?
That's because Endgame happened 2 years ago, Pete.
Yeah, well, I mean, but the thing is, though, you got to have something to look forward to. You have to have a main villain. You have to have a main threat. You have to have something for the heroes to cheer the heroes on. If you don't have that, then what's the point of watching it?
So I got something for you. An article here, the 9 burning questions before the Loki finale. So they're expecting 9 questions to be answered in 50 minutes.
The last episode, which we're not going to get answered. I know.
Who's controlling the TVA?
Kang the Conqueror.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool if it's Kang the Conqueror. It'll be really cool because then you're like, okay, it's Kang the Conqueror. He's a time traveler. He's screwing up with everything. Then you're going to see him in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Then you're going to see him maybe that's like the main baddie in Phase 4 or whatever. That'll make sense.
So you have this article saying the theories are Kang the Conqueror, Miss Minutes, or Renslayer.
I don't think it's Renslayer because she seems to kind of like she's not. It's not if she's really playing it out. The way she kind of went to Miss Minutes to be like, let's find out how it first started. She wouldn't be doing that if she really is.
So then the question number 2 is Renslayer bluffing by going to Miss Minutes?
No.
No. I don't think so.
So what's the deal with Loki and Sylvie?
It's annoying to me because that means she's going to have a change of heart. She's going to have a change of heart and she's going to be like, what's that? What's the other question?
So what's the deal with Loki and Sylvie?
They have a romantic connection, blah, blah, blah. Which I still don't see it. I don't get the whole romance thing. It makes kind of weird to be quite honest. You love your female self. Kind of weird.
What happens to the... Yeah, he is. What happens to the sacred timeline if the TVA is destroyed? It's a good question.
Yeah. Well, here's my question though: will Marvel take that's a huge storyline for future movies? Will they actually do something huge like that, or would they just kind of like, no, we're not. We're gonna save that for a big movie.
Well, like, okay, so you talk about the timeline thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have to do something because the fact if they're going to be doing Spider-Man, supposedly Spider-Man, different Spider-Man coming into one movie, they're going to have to do something to like breaks apart that timeline. In which, by the way, we saw that splitting happen in episode 2 of all the different timelines. What the fuck happened this whole damn time?
Yeah.
Where is that storyline? What happened? Did everything just like go back to normal, or what?
Will Mobius ever get his jet
cool
ski?
thing about this episode? Yeah, he will probably. Possibly, but one thing I got to mention though about this episode, the cool thing is, so we actually got some sense of the multiverse kind of by the different Lokis, so that's a cool thing because this is like the first real kind of multiverse thing because you have 4 or 5 different Lokis from different timelines, different versions.
4 or 5?
So
aren't those all in the picture?
Yeah, you see,
there's like 12 different Lokis, bro.
Are they all Lokis?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are they just Marauders?
No, they're all
Lokis.
Okay, because I figured they didn't really like dress or look like Loki. I figured they're just like Marauders.
I know the one that got his hand eaten off was President Loki.
Yeah.
President Loki. Oh my goodness.
I have the subtitles on, and that's literally what his character is called. President Loki.
Yep. President Loki.
So I guess during the end credits, they've been filling them up each week, but they've had gaps in them for the other characters. So I guess they said that there's a few more that haven't been added yet. So we're going to meet some new characters probably, or existing characters that just haven't been in the show yet in the last episode. Where is Casey? So Eugene Corrado's TVA desk worker hasn't been in episode 2 when Loki poured his soda into Mobius' salad to prove a point. Bring Casey back and explain to him what a fish is. And then where is Crocodile Loki at the end?
It's just a bunch of like, I'm not excited for the finale of this. It's just like, okay, here we go.
I honestly, since episode 1, I haven't been excited. I haven't been excited for any of the episodes.
I think the main problem is, like I said, though, is supposed to promise something it didn't promise. It's supposed to promise a kind of a Doctor Who show, and we're not getting that. We're getting something kind of different from that. And I think that's a problem with Loki. Like I said, though, I think certain things about the show that I do like. I do like the scenery, I guess you could say, the different
photography.
Yeah, because I mean, it's where for instance, the TVA, that the whole base is really cool looking, very cool designs. So is that world they're just they're pruned to. The acting is good for the most part. I just feel like I said, though, like I agree with the story. You don't know where the story is going. Like, where is this going to take us? Where is this going to go? Where we're like, oh, okay, we should definitely look forward to it if they're going to do it next season and season 2. We should look forward to it. As of right now, we're not getting that. So, here's my thing, though, and I like this episode. I like for what it was. I like the last episode. It's not like it's terrible. I just feel like right now, I think for what Marvel's been doing the last couple of years with their movies and everything else, to me, it's kind of like our expectations pretty high. for their content. And right now, we're not getting that Marvel content we're used to. And I think, like I said, though, I feel like with the story and everything else, we should have some sort of direction. Where we're going to go with the story? Where is this going to take us? We're not getting that right now. So,
yeah.
And I said, though, there has to be something where we're like, when we look at Phase 4, we'll be like, where's it? Like, no pun intended or pun intended. Where's the end game in all this? Where's this leading up to? Is it the multiverse? Is this what is leading up to? The multiverse and different variations of characters? Is it something to do with the time travel or breaking of the timeline? What's this going to lead up to? It seemed to me the way episode 2 landed, that's the main threat, right? Breaking the timeline. But that's not even a problem now. That's not even a thing. Now it's more like who the hell's
back there? Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't even mention of the cover again.
And like I said, though, I feel like once you figure out the timekeeper, it's going to be a disappointment because they're not going to do something major. My whole thing, though, like one thing I also look back is that, like for instance, Mandalorian didn't have no problem, especially season 2, had no problem having big reveals like Boba Fett, like
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker.
I mean, that's like really the biggest reveal out of anything. To have Luke Skywalker in there,
but it had no problem doing like big reveals for a TV show. I mean, hell, man, even the first reveal was Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
that's a huge reveal because we're never seeing another species of Yoda before.
Yep.
So I feel like, I kind of want to see, hey, man, take a big chance. Do something where we're like, holy crap, okay.
King the Conqueror would be the big chance in my opinion.
What's that?
King the Conqueror would be the big chance move, in my opinion.
It would be, because then the thing is, him being the reveal, you'll look forward to seeing Ant-Man the Ant-Man movie, then the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie.
Quantumania!
And then I feel like that, yeah. So,
do you know where the TVA is?
What's that?
What was that, Chris?
Do you know where the TVA is? Do we know
where? No clue.
Isn't it seem interesting how it could be possibly in the quantum realm?
That's a possibility.
Very possibility, yeah.
Time moves slower. Time moves differently here, and then when the
good cat
Ant-Man and the Wasp, when the mother gets trapped there for however many years or whatever, she says time moved differently.
I'll be honest though, I try not to get my expectations high no more because I feel like the more you start fan theorying, the more disappointed you're gonna get. So yeah. I'm just writing this out and seeing where this is gonna take me the next episode because I feel like I'm not gonna have no expectations because I said I don't want to get disappointed.
I hear you, dude.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't think like I said, I've had my high hopes on Loki. It hasn't really met my expectations. Not saying it's bad. I've seen worse stuff out there, but still, I feel for Marvel, I'm expecting better. They have good quality stuff. So,
all right, we'll move on from this. Star Wars Bad Batch.
I unfortunately have not watched it. I'm hoping to watch it tonight or tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, what? I know. I was busy. You guys can go review it. I don't mind spoiler reviews either. Go ahead.
I'm not spoiling it. I'll just say, in fact, it was this seems like a villain of the week kind of thing. Doesn't really progress anything, in my opinion. You just know that what's her name? The little girl.
Omega.
Omega. Yeah. You just find Omega is pretty smart, and she uses her mind for things, and that's pretty much it. Okay.
She's definitely become more productive. I feel like as a crew member because you felt like she was just a kid who shouldn't even be involved with these people. You know what I'm saying? She should be. I agree though. She definitely. I think this episode definitely shows something where you're like, hey, what's up, Avery? It shows something where like she actually she can be important to the group, to that group. She does have some importance to that group, and I think that's something cool about this episode. But I agree with you, Chris. It's more of a side story, not really anything that moves the main story forward. Just a cool size. It's cool action, cool action scenes, stuff like that. But nothing really major happened. Nothing really moves the story. And I feel like the thing with the Bad Batch is, you have these characters that are not really well known, and they're from the Clone Wars and all. They're not really extremely well known from movies or whatever the stuff.
Not really much of the Clone Wars either. They weren't really introduced until season 7. So,
but I just feel like the Clone Wars had much more. It's much more appealing as a cartoon show because you focus on Anakin and Obi-Wan, major characters,
and Ahsoka,
and Yoda, and Mace.
Yeah.
I feel they're major characters in the Star Wars universe. So I feel like the Bad Batch are more like side characters. But I feel like, to me, they need to be. I feel like in order to get more interested in this group, you need to have major storylines. Whether it's some sort of Empire, like Battle of the Empire or something like that, to get you more interested.
To me, it always adds a little more when you throw a Jedi in there. So they need to maybe show Ahsoka or Vader. Get a little
spice things up.
Yes, make it a little more spicy.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of like it definitely feels like the first season of Clone Wars. Like, because I know the Clone Wars had a lot of side missions too, and it was like villain of the week kind of thing, and it wasn't something where you're like, okay, you have battle here, battle there. There was nothing major significant happen. I think later on in the seasons you start seeing real stuff happen. So I think it's the same thing with Bad Batch. It's kind of like getting the wheels turning. The story's going somewhere, but not exactly yet. So I think it's cool. I definitely like the characters in this show, but I do feel they need to get the ball rolling with this.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to. I don't even know if I even want to review this. I don't even know. Because you know why? You know why, Pete?
Because I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I know.
Let's let's wait, and I will watch it on the next show that I am on, and we'll review it then.
Okay.
Which will be 2 weeks from now, right?
Deal.
Correct. Yeah, because I'll be out and about in the FL, the 941 next Wednesday.
Actually, do we want to take a break?
He's coming back home, guys.
Take a break for what?
Take a week break.
Yeah, we could do that. We could take a week break.
Yeah, we could take a week break. All right, ladies. Yeah, that'll work. So we'll take a week break. We'll be back the 21st. Ooh, the Wednesday before my birthday.
Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah. So, what have we been watching outside of what we've been talking about?
I'm
going to tell you straight up.
Anything.
Nothing, because I literally watch everything we reviewed.
I was out in nature, guys. So I visited 2 waterfalls up here in Georgia, and
I saw that.
had a nice little time. Doing a little 4th of July shindig. Went to the little downtown here, which had more people than I even know this town had there. Dude. So I actually. When we were driving there, so like some movies when they show like 4th of July celebrations and like you see like people like for miles on the side of the road, like 5 or 6 deep. That's what it looked like, and I'm like, man, you never see that like in like any town. But it's like, dude, it's like a little small town too, so it's like funny, like just like people must have came from like all the towns over to come to it. But there was like a little parade, and then they did a fireworks show at night, and it was fun. So we went and did that. So I really didn't watch anything. Did you watch anything, Pete?
Well, besides stuff I was supposed to watch, I mean, I've been watching the Euro Cup, the games in the Euro Cup. Yesterday I watched Italy versus Spain, which Italy won on penalty kicks, and that was yesterday. And today I was watching England versus Denmark, which England won in extra time. They 2-1. So it's going to be England versus Italy this Sunday.
Go Italy.
Go Italy. You know what's crazy about England though? Because England is known for like having stars like David Beckham and all that stuff, and always has great football players or soccer players. What you can say? They haven't been in a major tournament in the finals of a major tournament since 1966.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Oh wow,
that's crazy. So I'm not even talking about not even the Euro Cup or the World Cup they've ever have been the final since then. That's just insane to me. Not even win it, just have been there. What's that?
What happened to your boy Ronaldo?
Ronaldo? Oh,
yeah.
What? Cristiano?
Yeah, what happened to him?
Oh, the guy taken out, man. He's garbage anyway, dude.
Wow.
They say they say he's the best, but he can never get to the finals, dude. He can never, go.
Well, let's be honest, dude. That is a team sport through and through.
It is. It is. It really is.
I mean, you're playing on a huge field. There's 11 guys, on each side, and dude, you really need it. It's almost like I would say it's even more of a team sport than football.
Yeah, yes. It really is. It's because of all the passing you have to do.
Yeah,
like ridiculous. Like every player has to be synchronous when it comes to passing and all that stuff. The goalie has to be on top of his game also. He has to be kind of like
one bad pass, dude, and that costs you a score, which could cost you the game.
Yeah, so, it's a shame for Denmark too because they were playing so good, but they had an own goal, which it wasn't. Really, when you think about it, the guy's trying to block the kicker. The spot he was in, he had no choice but to hit it because either that or the English player was going to kick it in. But it ended up going to the net, and then they had a penalty kick on them too that the English scored. So that it just sucks on their part, but they had a really good Cinderella run. But it should be interesting. It should be a really cool game, England versus Italy. I think two major European countries going at it. The crowds are going to go be nuts in that stadium.
Are they going to go banana?
Yeah, what's that?
Are they going to go banana?
They're going to go banana. So I'll be watching the game this Sunday at 3:00. So
all right.
I don't know who I'll be cheering for, Ant. I don't know if I should be cheering for.
You don't know. You better be cheering for Italy.
We'll see. I don't know. England, Italy. I like. Hey, you know what? Hey, I like either. I think. Well, it's the last time Italy I think won was in 2008 or what I say.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. So, but yeah, it'll be fun.
What have you been playing, Mr. Christopher?
The normal things.
The NBAs, the Maddens, the Rocket Leagues, the whatever.
I just beat the guy in a desert area in Fallen Order. So
nice. Oh, you're playing. Oh, you're liking it with the patch?
Oh yeah, I haven't had any hiccups or anything.
Dude, very awesome. Almost worth replaying.
It's very smooth.
So I played one chapter of a game that also got a enhancement patch for this gen. Yep, I played the first chapter.
Everyone's playing that for some reason.
Well, I wanted to check it out since they did announce the sequel's coming to Game Pass Day 1 as well. So it got the 4K 60 frame treatment, and dude, it looks nice. You might really like it, Chris. It's very it's very story driven, and a lot of the gameplay stealth, and I think you like stealth. So it's basically I'll give you the first chapter because that's all I've played. So you're in the woods, like you play as like an older teenage girl, and you're kind of like with your dad, and so he's the king of this town, or I don't know, the leader of this town. I'm not gonna say king, But so he's out there, like she's like, oh, I could I could throw these things, and I'm like really accurate, saying like she could be a good hunter with her dog. So anyway, so the dog starts chasing something. So you're looking to get this boar, so that way you can have like a good dinner. Like, well, all of a sudden you like start going to like this dark area, and then all of a sudden like your dog just gets pulled into this hole and killed. And then so like you hurry up and get out of there with your dad, and you get back to town, and you find out like your younger brother is sick, and the mom's been treating the younger brother. Well, these people come to the town, and I guess there's like a sickness going around, and so they want the kid. They want to kill the kid because they think he's going to spread this sickness. So anyways, the people that come to the town, like the raiders or whatever, that want to kill these people, they just start slaughtering the whole town. So you have to take your little brother, and like that's the stealth part. You're like leading them out of the house while, dude, you're just seeing people just get like destroyed in front of you and stuff, and you're like hiding behind stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's the first chapter. Welcome to the game.
Feels like The Last of Us. Holy crap.
Yeah, so it's very story driven. That's why I think you'll really like it, actually. So I would give it a chance. It's the patch is on well, you got it with your PlayStation system.
Yeah.
So
I haven't downloaded it actually.
Yeah, I recommend it. I think you'll like it, Chris. But yeah, I'm gonna keep playing it. It's really good. I'm enjoying it so far.
I'll definitely do that. Peter?
Delay again, Peter?
Yes.
Yeah, big time delay.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not delaying. What have I been playing?
Yes, sir.
Well, Smash Brothers. NBA 2K19 on my Switch. That's about it. Look at your reaction, Andy. I love that your reaction, Andy. He gets so mad. I love it.
Mad.
He's so annoyed. It's so much
I'm
fun.
not annoyed.
Yeah, annoyed, dude. I love that.
Are you gonna watch the Lightning tonight, gentlemen?
Yeah, it's game's on right now, isn't it?
Yep, 0-0 right now.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna watch? And you know what I'm gonna watch?
I'm gonna guess AEW.
Here's another thing that I know him. AEW in Miami.
Mark.
Road Rager in Miami right now going to happen right now. And it's trending number 2. Trending 2 on Twitter right now. So yes, the energy is there, guys. Not
is it for your Twitter or is it just in Twitter in general?
For you, probably.
Probably for my Twitter. Probably.
Yeah, because trending in the United States is a Big Brother. Oh yeah, it is actually trending. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about. Number 2.
Wow.
Number 2.
Not gonna lie.
Trending. Yeah. Number 1. Yeah. AEW Dynamite. Number 2. Congrats to them. I guess Pete. You could say Pete's trendy.
Anyway,
man,
that's all I got. You guys got anything else?
I do not.
We'll see if the Lightning could actually beat Canadians.
We'll see.
They will be 2-time world champs. Oh, 3-time world champs. 2 in a row, though. Back to back.
Back to back. All right. Until then, King Black Cherry.
Eat up.
Real Ant-Man. See you guys in 2 weeks, but I'm sure you'll hear from us with a review of
Black Widow.
Maybe we'll do it live on Monday.
Maybe.
We should